14 years. That's how long we'd been married. 14 years of laughter, tears, and building a life together. We even built our house from scratch. Every nail and every board, a testament to our shared dreams. But lately, those dreams felt like they were fading. For months, my husband had been distant, a stranger living in the home we created. It started subtly. A new password on his phone, late-night calls whispered in the other room. A real wave of suspicion washed over me, cold and sharp. I tried to talk to him, but his attitude had turned dismissive, even cold. He was there, but he wasn't. I found myself handling the entire household alone, from bills to chores, feeling more like a roommate than a wife. One evening, while sorting through mail, I opened a bank statement. My heart pounded as I scanned the page. Strange transactions jumped out at me: expensive dinners, jewelry, even a weekend getaway I knew nothing about. Digging deeper, I discovered something that made my blood run cold. He had secretly applied for a significant loan, and right there, next to his signature, was another name. His girlfriend's. The shock was it felt like the floor had dropped out from under me. All the pieces clicked into place: the distance, the secrets, the late-night calls. It was all real. Before I could even process the betrayal, he dropped another bombshell. He sat me down in the living room, our living room, and announced he was selling the house. Just like that. His reason: I'm starting a new life. My mind reeled. A new life? What about our life? What about the 14 years we'd built within these walls? I later found out he had already scheduled a meeting with a potential buyer, without even mentioning it to me. And of course, his girlfriend was involved, pulling the strings from behind the scenes, eager to cash in on our home. Faced with this unbelievable treachery, something inside me shifted. The hurt was still there, a raw, open wound, but beneath it, a quiet, steely resolve began to form. I decided to stay silent and observant, letting him think he was in complete control. While he was busy planning his new life, I was busy planning my defense. I went to the bank and pulled my solvency records. I made copies of every single property document we had. As I spread them out on the kitchen table, a powerful truth became clear. The home legally belonged to both of us. It was in both our names. Without my signature, without my consent, any sale was impossible. My next stop was a lawyer's office. I explained everything: the affair, the secret loan, the plan to sell our house from under me. The lawyer listened patiently, and then suggested a bold, strategic plan. It was time to stop being a victim and start fighting back. I became a detective in my own life. I gathered every detail I could find about the prospective buyer he was meeting. With my heart pounding, I discreetly reached out and informed them of a small but crucial detail. The property was co-owned, and one of the owners, me, had absolutely no intention of selling. The buyer was shocked. They had been led to believe this was a simple, straightforward transaction. Naturally, they backed out immediately. I can only imagine the scene when my husband got the call. He probably assumed they were trying to haggle on the price, ready to play hardball. But when he heard the real reason that the sale was legally blocked, his confidence must have shattered. The panic set in. His girlfriend, I'm sure, started pressuring him to fix it, her dreams of a quick payday vanishing before her eyes. Predictably, he turned on me. The phone calls started, filled with blame and anger. How could I do this? I was ruining his plans, his future. But I stayed completely, unshakably calm. While he was yelling, I was methodically gathering the rest of my evidence. I printed out the bank statements showing his hidden transfers to his girlfriend. I uncovered messages detailing their secret plans. I organized everything into a neat, undeniable stack of proof. This wasn't just about saving my home anymore. It was about reclaiming my dignity. The moment of confrontation finally arrived. I took a deep breath, centered myself, and called him into the living room, the very same room where he tried to end our marriage. I sat at the table and placed a thick manila envelope between us. He glanced at it, a smirk on his face, probably assuming they were divorce papers he could quickly sign to get what he wanted. He was wrong. He opened the envelope and pulled out the first page. It wasn't a divorce settlement. It was a formal legal notice. His eyes widened as he read the headline. Attempted unauthorized sale of jointly owned property constitutes criminal fraud. His face went completely pale. Attached to the notice was every piece of evidence I had collected. The bank transfers, copies of a secret loan application with his girlfriend's name on it, printouts of their messages. It was all there. A perfect, damning timeline of his betrayal. Just then, his phone buzzed on the table. His girlfriend's name lit up the screen. He didn't answer. He just stared at the documents. The color drained from his face. I looked him straight in the eye and said calmly, "This is all going to court." That was the moment he finally broke. He looked like a cornered animal, the weight of his actions crashing down on him all at once. I didn't wait for his reaction. The very next day, my lawyer filed for a property freeze order, ensuring the house couldn't be touched. All our joint bank accounts were flagged for monitoring, and his secret loan immediately came under investigation by the bank's fraud department. The consequences were swift and devastating for him. When his girlfriend realized the money wasn't coming, and that she was now implicated in a fraud investigation, she dumped him. She was gone in a flash, leaving him to face the mess he created all by himself. He emotionally collapsed, trying to apologize, to bargain, to rewind time. But it was too late. I just sat there, in our kitchen, quietly sipping a cup of tea, feeling a sense of profound, albeit somber, victory. The fallout didn't stop there. His parents found out everything. To my surprise, they were horrified by his behavior and stood firmly by my side, offering their full support. The news spread through his social circle, and the man who thought he was building a glamorous new life became an outcast, embarrassed and isolated. Legally, I was completely protected. The court proceedings were straightforward. With the mountain of evidence I had, I secured full financial protection. The home was legally transferred into my sole ownership, and the court ordered him to pay a significant settlement for the financial damages and emotional distress he had caused. His grand plan for a new life had completely and utterly fallen apart. With the legal battles behind me, it was time to rebuild my own life. I started a stable job, something I had put on hold for our family. I also began therapy, which was instrumental in helping me process the betrayal and rebuild my shattered confidence. The house, once a source of pain, became my project. I started renovating, not just the walls, but my entire life. I painted over the old, muted colors with soft pastels, wanting a fresh, bright start. I was washing away the old, painful memories and creating a space that was truly mine. One day, he showed up at the door. He looked defeated, a shadow of the arrogant man who had tried to sell our home. He tried to come back, mumbling about mistakes and second chances. I stopped him right there on the doorstep. I didn't raise my voice. I just looked at him and said, with all the strength I had found, "This home is mine now." He had no words left. He just turned and walked away. For good measure, I installed new security cameras. A small act, but it symbolized me taking back control, securing my peace. For the first time in years, I felt a deep, genuine peace settle over me. Financial independence became my greatest strength. My friends, who had supported me through the darkest days, threw a small party to celebrate my courage. I even posted a simple photo online of my newly painted living room with the caption "New Beginnings." I later heard that he saw it and was filled with a profound sense of regret. It turned out his ex-girlfriend had blocked him on everything, too. He truly had nothing and no one. The house itself felt different. It felt brighter, lighter, as if it could finally breathe again, just like me. That night, I sat down with my journal and wrote, "I chose myself. This whole ordeal taught me a painful but powerful lesson. Betrayal might seem like a shortcut to a new life, but in the end, honesty, integrity, and self-respect are the only things that win." My new chapter had finally, truly begun. Thanks for watching. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. See you next time.